Welcome back, everybody. We are watching The Bad Batch. This is season 1, episode 1, and it is called Aftermath. This is going to be like a mini movie. It's about an hour and 15 minutes long. And we're going to get a backstory. We're going to get the information on the characters whom I've forgotten all of their names. I thought they were awesome when they made their first appearance in the Clone Wars, but I don't remember their names at all. I'm forgetting. I took a break. I needed the break, and we are back now. And Eric is here helping me through the editing process, and just so thankful for that. Star Wars. Any Star Wars content would not be possible without Eric, aka Nerd Chronic. So just really need to put that out there. So thank you so much, Eric. But I'm so excited. I'm always excited for Star Wars, but I definitely felt like there needed to be a little bit of time in between just jumping back in. And Clone Wars was long. It was fulfilling. It was wonderful. And I'm just happy to be back. And I watched The Tales of a Jedi, which was awesome. Bad Batch is next. So here we are. You can find the full-timer versions of these reactions on Patreon, and those links are in my description box below. All right, let's do this. That's cool. Transitions.
Separatists pushed to the brink after the Jedi Knights thwarted an attempt to kidnap Chancellor Palpatine. The evil droid General Grievous retreated to the Outer Rim, led by Jedi Master Depa Billaba. They struggle to hold their position as they wait for reinforcements to arrive.
My Padawan will be here.
Master! Here. I'm here.
How many are there?
5 of them.
5?
Okay, so the Bad Batch.
But you gotta see these clones. They're different.
Don't shoot at the avalanche. Your average Americans. When the tornadoes are happening or the hurricane. Right. I don't remember anyone's name, but they're awesome.
That's Clone Force 99. Let's get these tanks moving. Sir? Yes, sir.
Hey, stop that.
Oh my god.
I guess I'm in charge now. Hey, what's that?
They're so awesome.
Oh, no.
Cool.
If you're done hiding down there, I suggest you launch a counterattack. The General is the one who gives the orders around here.
He's right, Captain. This is our chance.
Sir, yes, sir. Moving! Moving!
It's nice to see the clones before they were like under that brainwashing situation.
Yes, Master. This is Wrecker, Hunter, Echo, Tech, and Crosshair.
Would one of you please explain where my actual reinforcements are?
Reroute it to the capital. We're all you're getting.
Clone Intelligence is reporting Jedi General Obi-Wan Kenobi has found and engaged General Grievous on Utapau.
Well, Caleb?
You ready for this? We move fast.
Good. That's the only way I know.
I like him!
What's with this face? Why does she seem
Execute Order 66.
Oh. Oh. Wow. I was curious about them. So they're not affected by this then. Damn.
Stay away from me!
Kid, wait!
So they were not affected.
What just happened?
The comm channel is repeating one directive. Execute Order 66. Echo, Tech, talk to the Red Captain. Find out what you can. Crosshair, you and I will track down the kid and make sure nothing happens to him.
It's so jarring to see the clones turn on the Jedi every single time. Even I didn't know this woman, but it's just still like, ugh.
There.
Come on down, kid. We're here to help. No!
Oh, shoot. Well, that wasn't the right thing to do.
Following orders.
We don't even know what the order is. Stand down until we know what's going on.
What?
Good soldiers follow orders.
Oh, he's been hit. Okay, interesting.
Where's the Padawan? Yeah, don't worry. We have orders from the Supreme Chancellor himself. Hunters handling it. Step aside, trooper. You got regs inbound. Copy that.
The regs? Is that like just regulars? Like normies?
It appears the Regs have been ordered to execute the Jedi.
What? Which Jedi?
All of them. I suggest you get back here.
Can't. Haven't found the kid yet.
Wrong.
Oh my goodness.
Stand down!
Oh my gosh.
Don't! Easy. I'm on your side.
I mean, I do not blame him. I would not believe or trust any of these guys anymore. Whoa, that's a beautiful place to be. Also terrifying.
Just hear me out.
No! You killed her!
The others did.
No.
I can help you.
Oh God. Whoa. What a jump.
Where's the Jedi?
I stunned him when he jumped. He didn't make it.
Oh no. Okay. So, okay. Some of them, why is Crosshair being affected and not the rest of the Bad Batch?
We're coming up on Kamino.
It's good to be home.
You sure that Padawan died when he fell?
Sure, I'm sure.
Unidentified transport. Transmit your clearance code.
Clearance code? Don't they know who we are?
Must be a protocol drill.
This is so cool. It's cool to see the aftermath of Order 66 and what happens with the clones.
Shock troopers? What's the Coruscant Guard doing here?
This isn't a drill.
Oh man, what we miss now? General Grievous was defeated on Utapau. The Separatist leadership has collapsed. The war is over.
Just like I said.
It is just like you said.
Jedi. Yeah.
Is there a problem? No problem. Let's hurry. There's a mandatory general assembly at 1500. All the rigs are acting strange.
Let's test that theory. Excuse me, trooper. What division are you from?
Step aside.
Oh, Well, they seem the same to me.
11 more successful missions.
Kaller wasn't a win.
We completed our objective.
Not every objective. Hunter let that Jedi kid escape. Or do you want to keep lying to us?
I don't like to think of executing our commanders as a mission objective. Those clones served alongside General Balaba for years. How could they turn on her like that?
Because of the Reg's programming. It's been well documented that the Kaminoans inhibited the cognitive functions of clones to engineer them to follow orders.
How is this well known?
They manipulated pre-existing aberrations in our DNA, resulting in your brute strength, Crosshair's sharpshooting skills, Hunter's enhanced senses, and my exceptional mind. My guess is we are immune to the effects of the programming.
What about Echo? He was a Reg before he joined us.
Yeah. The damage you sustained on Skako Minor most likely wiped out all of your preset behavioral modifications. You are more machine than man.
This is so interesting.
And the Jedi Rebellion has been foiled. And the remaining Jedi will be hunted down and defeated. The attempt on my life has left me scarred and deformed.
You can say that again.
My resolve has never been stronger. In order to ensure
What is it?
the Republic will be reorganized into the first
Nothing.
What the hell?
Empire
Galactic Empire.
for a safe and secure society.
Still don't think the Regs are programmed?
Right. Ooh, scary to me. Oh my god. Oh.
Republic, Empire. What's the difference? The systematic termination of the Jedi is a big one for me.
We've got company.
Yeah.
Hello.
What's that?
My name's Omega. I was wondering when you guys would come back.
What are you doing on Kamino, kid?
She is my medical assistant, one with a curious mind that causes her to wander. Come, Omega. There is work to do.
Omega. She's not a clone, is she? I mean, she'd be the first female clone. Man, so sinister.
Admiral Tarkin, this news is most surprising.
Emperor Palpatine's priorities have changed. With the war at an end, the need for future clones is being questioned.
Our contracts stipulate the continued production.
Stormtroopers are coming.
Clone troopers will be needed to maintain order throughout the galaxy.
A service conscription soldiers could provide at half the cost.
The skill level and efficiency of our clones is far superior to that of any recruited body.
Very true, as we will see with, the stormtroopers shot, but this makes sense. I mean, lots of people will need work. There's so many people that need jobs now. Oh, man. Oh, this is so good.
Clones being programmed. Nothing controls me.
Rekka, it is a logical conclusion that your affinity for destruction would stem from your conditioning.
You take that back. An Imperial's been sent to evaluate the clones. What kind of evaluation?
Hopefully not mental. Clearly, we'd never pass that.
Hello again.
God.
Omega. From earlier? I like you. You don't fit in around here either.
What are you really doing here on Kamino, kid? Don't you have a family somewhere? Parents?
Parents?
The defect squad's got themselves a new recruit. Another member added to the sad.
She's So she is a clone.
What the? Who threw that?
I did. Now apologize to my friends.
I like this kid. I suggest you keep moving. Know your place, lab scrubber.
Oh my god. The whole tray.
Not again.
He's just trying to eat. Well, now he has to fight. Dang. They're like, not a good selling point, huh?
No. Get them off.
But my tests are not yet complete.
Echo,
No, it's, yeah, that's called PTSD.
I am AZ345-211-896246498721.
Come on.
Admiral Tarkin's here. The same Tarkin from the Citadel rescue when you, how shall I put this? Turned into that. Yes. And he's not a big supporter of clones.
Where do you think you're going? The training facility is that way. Admiral Tarkin has requested to see more of your squad in action.
We're not in trouble, and they want us to fight more? Oh, maybe this Empire thing's not so bad after all.
Take your position.
We've done these 1,000 times, boys. You know what to do.
But what if they're all Jedi? They have to go against Jedi. That would be interesting.
Crosshair, take the towers. Move in. This is taking way too long.
Switch to live fire.
Admiral Tarkin, I must protest.
Do it.
I'm almost thinking he wants to get rid of them in some way because he realizes that they are not normal.
Now we're talking.
Oh. Ooh.
They're using live rounds. Get Wrecker, we'll cover you.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, they would never, in all their training simulations, they've never used live fire. Whoa, oh God. How many of them do they have?
These training blasters are useless, aren't they? Then we improvise.
Yeah.
Tarkin wants to test us. Let's not disappoint him. Oh, I hate hand signals.
Perhaps if you memorized them.
Oh my God. Cool.
Reprogramming this thing will be pointless if you crush it.
You better be right about
Reprogramming. You gotta have the brains on your side too. It can't just be bronze.
The clones of Experimental Unit 99 have a tendency to veer from standard combat protocol.
Okay. Whoa. That was cool. No way. Oh god.
Hold tight, buddy. I'm not going anywhere.
Whoa. That's no way. Dang. That is way too cool.
Nice work.
Yeah, not your average clones.
How many of these enhanced clones do you possess?
5 are all that remain.
Yet reports indicate they exhibit a concerning level of disobedience and disregard for orders.
Yet one that has never hindered the completion of their missions.
Sounds like neurodivergence, because that's definitely a thing with neurodivergence. Questioning authority a bit.
I'll say this for the Empire. There ain't no firepower. You should see the new armory.
He actually cried.
New mission and unlimited explosives. Things are back to normal.
That's not going near my rack. I refuse to sleep by projector.
They're Hunter and Crosshair is gonna have a problem for a while.
That Imperial officer? I think he has it out for you.
That's nothing new for us. But we get the job done.
I don't trust him.
A mission's a mission. It's nothing to worry about.
Then let me come with you.
You're not a soldier. It's dangerous.
It's dangerous here too. Things aren't like before. We need to leave Kamino.
Kaller, let's go!
Yeah, she needs to leave. She's gonna be a stowaway. She's right. She just has she's intuitive. I wonder, I mean, like, I'm thinking she's defective. She's a defective clone. Maybe they used Hunter's genes to make her, and so it's kind of like a father figure in some way, maybe. I mean, in this new empire, people who stand out, who are disobedient in any way, who are they're individual or unique, they don't want that type of personality in the new empire. So they are a danger. They are a danger to change.
We'll continue on foot and do a full perimeter scan. Covertly. Oh, come on. It's been days since I've blown something up.
Easy, Wrecker. Your programming's kicking in.
Hey, don't start with that.
And that's the truth, though. We all have our own programming. It's so true.
Tell me what you see, Tech.
I'm clocking 25 heat signatures ahead, but 0 droids. Tarkin said insurgents, not droids.
There are children down there. Something's not right.
What are you waiting for? Give the order.
Oh, Crosshair.
We're not alone. Now stand down.
These are rebels.
These aren't separatists. Why would Tarkin send us to attack our own forces?
Because we refuse to fight for an empire.
You're Saw Gerrera, trained by Captain Rex and General Skywalker to fight for the Republic.
Okay.
So, the newly declared empire sent you to wipe us out. What are you gonna do? Strike us down like you did the Jedi?
Is that a request?
Enough! Times change, targets change. Why don't you take a look at the insurgents you were sent to destroy? Makes you wonder what else they're lying about.
Yeah.
Let's mobilize. Pack up the camp.
Yeah, it's just wiping clean of anybody who stands up against them.
According to reports, the Jedi made an attempt on the Supreme Chancellor's life.
And I figured you for the smart one. With the Jedi decimated and the clone army under his command, Palpatine will have control over the entire galaxy. The Clone War may have ended. The Civil War is about to begin. The old ways are done. You can either adapt and survive, or die with the past. The decision is yours.
Very interesting. I mean, they failed the test because they didn't kill innocent people. Times have changed, and they're like changing so quickly. It's so quick. So, of course, there is someone watching.
We need to complete the mission.
Wake up, Crosshair. They sent us to eliminate innocent civilians.
Who said they're innocent?
What's wrong with you?
Yes, what the hell?
If you don't have the stomach to do what needs to be done, then you're not fit to lead this squad.
Do they just need to make sure he doesn't have a chip in his head? Whoa. Or is he just this type of person? Maybe he doesn't have the chip. Maybe he just is.
Omega. What about it? She said not to return to Kamino, that it's not safe for us anymore.
We're taking the word of a child now. A state of heightened awareness is not unusual for an enhanced clone such as herself.
Right.
When Nalase spoke of 5 clones, Tarkin assumed that meant us. But echoes are reg.
That's
the
right.
5th is Omega.
We're going back for her.
Very cool.
She's one of us. We're not leaving her there.
Wow. What is all this stuff?
Armament, curios, and detritus of little to no value.
I like it.
Is it this? What about this? Or this? Is it this? This is a curious keepsake.
You're not authorized to be in here. You're coming with me.
We will not. We are official Kamino.
Don't touch me, Troy.
No. Oh my god. Ugh. Another connection that I'll talk about it at the end, but just this there's a connection to eliminating, anybody who's neurodivergent or has any disability, whatever, physical, mental. That is what happened in Nazi Germany, and I will go further into that in the review.
The Empire does not tolerate failure, Sergeant. Conspiring with Saw Gerrera. I assume you know the punishment for treason?
Treason?
It was just a trap all around. Whatever they did, they would have been a trap.
Smells weird because it's clean.
Well, the plan wasn't a total failure.
Oh.
I warned you not to come back.
Had to. We were looking for you. What do you say, kid? You want to come with us? Or did we get captured for nothing?
You came back for me?
Or you can stay on Kamino if...
No, it's like I said before. I want to go with you.
How touching.
His voice. It's amazing.
He had us disobey orders. I never thought you disobeying orders was a problem.
Yeah, we do it all the time.
Good soldiers follow orders. You're becoming a liability.
We can debate my choices later. For now, let's focus on getting out of here.
I need to get inside his head.
You're angry.
How perceptive.
I know what you're going to do, but please don't.
What do you know?
Oh, she has like foresight.
It's not your fault. You can't help it.
It's your programming. her enhancements are her like intuitiveness.
While the chip is not as active as its standard clones, the Order does appear to be working.
Can you intensify the program?
Yes.
Then proceed.
So Omega does have some sort of foresight. Dang. I mean, she should tell them what he's about to do if she can see it.
This is a Kaminoan facility. It was built prior to the Clone Wars. Well, how does that help us? Because while these cells were retrofitted to hold normal individuals, they could not possibly account for someone like Rekka.
Oh, you mean I could punch our way out?
You mean I could punch our way out?
Just let everybody know the plan.
You're all clear. Make it count. Look.
Oh, cool.
I'll never fit through that.
Astute as always, Rekka.
I'll do it.
You sure, kid?
I'm sure.
Wait, where's the girl?
Oh.
What was that?
Sorry, these floors don't hold me so well. On account of them not being designed for abnormal individuals such as myself.
Oh, good. Wow. Oh, God, do it.
Hey, Greg.
Damn.
Let's move.
This is so good. I'm like so just into this right now.
No, where is it? Where is it?
All this stuff has to be extra large. Damn. Dang.
Have you lost your mind?
We should have killed that
Kind of.
Jedi.
I did what I thought was right.
You never could see the bigger picture. Now surrender.
Is that an order?
I guess it is.
Well, I guess I'm disobeying that one too.
Whoa. Dang.
Tech, we gotta move now.
I'm working on it.
Omega, go!
Oh my gosh.
He's using Wrecker as bait.
But he needs help.
Almost got it. Seal the bay doors. Sir, someone's overriding the controls.
Only one way out, Hunter. Your move.
Go!
Oh man, please don't kill Hunter. Oh jeez. Oh, nice. Great shot. Oh. Dang. So they're separated at this. Okay. So they're not going to be together, at least for a while.
The remaining clones of Squad 99 have escaped, along with Omega.
We must be cautious. Until the Empire's intentions are made clear, say nothing.
Yes, Prime Minister.
You'll be okay. Just hold still.
Is this what you were looking for?
You found my Lula! Ow!
Your first time in space?
First time anywhere.
Impressive shot back there. Where'd you learn to do that?
I don't know. I never fired a blaster before. I guess I got lucky.
No, she's enhanced in all ways. She might have like all of their enhancements within her somehow. Or not all, but some of them.
Strap in, kid. You're not gonna want to miss this view.
This is so cool. I did not expect this female clone to be involved and Omega to be involved. So cool. It's so good. All of Star Wars lore, everything. The storyline. It's just amazing how much you can pull from Star Wars and to keep creating content through these stories. It's absolutely amazing. This was so good. Very awesome. I wanted to check one thing. Okay, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to read through. I'm trying to refresh myself. I have a book. I don't know where it is. I feel like it's been lost because I've moved a couple of times now. But it's on Hans Asperger, who basically defined the autism, the children, and it's autistic psychopaths is what he called his patients. But I don't want to misquote things. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I think what I do get, I only read just a few chapters and I finished the book, so I don't have enough information. But I was trying to just see what can I find on here because I don't want to say the wrong thing. But basically, during Nazi Germany, there was a race hygiene. They're trying to eradicate many different races, many different peoples of religious backgrounds, of different philosophies. It's very common that a lot of people in the arts were killed: comedians, philosophers, intellectuals, people, homosexual people, obviously Jewish people, those with disabilities, the elderly. It was to make like this pure race. And there was this situation, and this is why they use the term autism now, because of I don't even know how to pronounce the name. Asperger basically was the catalyst for that. There is definitely some correlation between that. There is child euthanasia, and I think a lot of these patients were definitely euthanized, but I can't tell you for sure. This is something that thankfully we have so much information that we can just go and research. So research this for yourself. Don't take my word for this completely, because I don't have everything. I don't have enough time to just to become a scholar at this right now. But I was very curious in this because of my own diagnosis and for autism in a later life. And so I started to get a lot of books about autism and trying to figure it out, and somehow came across this, and I was really disturbed because it just makes me, it was finding these young kids. I mean, it was a hospital full of young children, and they were very bright, but they were difficult in some ways, and it's very, very strange if you look and read about it. But it made me think about what is going on with the group, the Bad Batch, with Omega and everyone who is genetically different, who is a bit out of the box thinker, who does not go with the flow, who questions authority, who questions why we do things. And this was kind of this similar thing. So people being chosen. So people who were killed in that time period during Nazi Germany were those who did think outside of the box, who questioned, who believed in other things that were not common. And it's important to know those details. And so it just that was brought to my mind when I was watching this episode. And so there's just certain things that are taken out of history that actually have happened and definitely mixed into the story of Star Wars, because there's been many atrocities throughout our time, throughout history as human, at least human history. There's atrocities. So there's a bunch of little things I think picked out through real life and added to the story, which if you are aware of it, it just weighs more heavier on you. For me, it weighs heavy on me, and to be picked out because of your differences, to be targeted, to be hurt, killed, or imprisoned because of that is something that has happened and continues to happen. And in different countries, this still happens, where people who stand up for their rights, stand up for this being human and saying, I don't have to wear this type of headscarf. And I'm speaking of the Iranian women in Iran who are it's a forced mandatory hijab, which was not a thing until 1979, the Iranian Revolution. Before that, women did not have to wear a hijab. After the revolution, women and young children were thrown acid in their face because they were not wearing the hijab, and lots of people were imprisoned. And this has been a fight since that time period. And my family fled Iran. Half of my family fled from Iran to America and found safety. So there is these imprisonments that are still happening, and people who are still in prison in the last about maybe 10 years. I mean, longer than that, but in the last few years, there's been that the women who are standing up and taking off their hijabs, and this whole, so much has been in the news. And a lot of these women were taken into prison, and men who were fighting against this and never heard from again. And most of the time they've been killed and tortured, and no one knows what happens after they are taken away. And so these things are still happening. So if you're a truth speaker, a truth seeker, you're definitely silenced. Whistleblowers, we've had that, the Boeing gentleman. I mean, these weird things that there's just nothing that there's no, you're like, why is this happening? And then people are like, I don't know, let's get back on TikTok and watch whatever. I'm going to watch my favorite podcaster right now. We're like shocked, and then we're like back to the distractions. This stuff is, even though this is entertaining, fun, interesting, it's gorgeous to watch, it still weighs kind of heavy on me, because I'm like, oh, but it's so realistic in some ways. But I just wanted to start with that and then go into how awesome this episode was. So cool to have a female clone. I guess it's like right off the bat, I'm like, well, she has a New Zealand accent. She has a Kiwi accent, so she is definitely a clone. She kind of looks like them, but she's prettier, and again, but she's defective because she's a woman, a little girl, and that's so interesting. In Star Wars, it's so political. You cannot run away from it. You can't just watch this for entertainment. You can, absolutely, but the politics and the deeper issues are very much in the forefront. Being a girl is, in some ways, in some cultures, have been seen as defective. And we're still struggling to just find freedom, as I was saying. Just specifically in Iran, they will arrest you or tell you, hey, you need to put your hijab, or even if too much hair is showing. That's what's so crazy. There is no freedom. That is not free. That is not freedom. And it's absolutely terrifying that people have to go through this. We're fighting, we're trying. I think there's been lots of progress in America. And again, a lot of regression. And people are not aware because of all the other there's so much stuff that goes on that makes people be like, oh, feminism, well, screw feminism, because look at these feminists are obnoxious and they wear the blue hair. It's like triggering to some people, or like, oh, it's too progressive, it's too out there, you want to show your nipples. It's like, shut up. Like there's this other, like there's always the extreme of every side. I'm not saying if you want to show your nipples to shut up. I'm saying it sucks, because feminism, real feminism, has always been about the empowerment and to be able to say, I want to work here. I want to have this money to protect myself. I don't want to get married to have protection. And that was the only way that women for a long time had protection. That was the only way women could have land. They couldn't have land in their own name. They couldn't take money out of the banks without having a husband or a father or a man in their life to say they can do this. Permission. If you have a sister or a daughter or a cousin who is a woman, you must understand that we are all equal. That's all that feminism has been, and the beginnings of feminism. But of course, things can always get derailed by other things that are obviously not as important, and it does muddy the waters. And this happens within every political situation. It goes so far, it's either this far left or far right, and then we overcorrect. And when you overcorrect one way or the other, it messes up the whole thing, and then the water is now muddy, and we don't know what is good, what's the good water, what's the clear water, and what's the infected water. We don't know, because it all looks the same. And that's kind of what has happened. But through Star Wars, we see very strong women characters, Ahsoka and Padme, and I'm forgetting my other favorite character in this, but she passed away, Obi-Wan Kenobi's ex. So many awesome characters. And now Omega. And this is the reality of the world, is there is a lot of us here who want to just live and be a part of life and civilization, and yet seen as defective for being a woman or whatever it is. I mean, it's very obvious. I mean, it's just obvious. And maybe it's not obvious to some of you because you've never walked in the shoes of a woman, and I've never walked in the shoes of a man, so I could never understand 100%. I can only have sympathy for certain things. I think for me, having my own kids, having 2 boys, I can see their struggle so much more better than I could have ever had I not had them. It makes me understand and I'll continue to understand the struggle of men through my sons. And it makes me much more empathetic. But a lot of men may not have children in this time, or have sisters, or have a close relationship with their mother. Maybe they have a really bad relationship with their mother, which is common. And then it creates this hate that is unconscious. We don't realize. And that can happen to women too. That feeling of towards the mother and towards women and or towards men and the father, blah, blah, blah. it's so like I when I'm watching this series and I see these bigger elements, so it's something that I feel the need to bring up, and not to like force or shove down anything down anyone's throats or make this political, but it's already political. Like you can't watch Star Wars without seeing all of these big topics that are really important, that are real. And I love it, and it's awesome, and it's uncomfortable but really cool. And so it's just awesome to see that we get another super cool female character, and I'm not sure if Ahsoka comes in at all in this series, but I think it's gonna be awesome if her and Omega like link up in any way. That would be great. But it's so cool to see how they're the neurodivergence of the clones, these defective clones, somehow outweigh this inhibitor chip. It's like a suggestion in some ways. Like they're so different and unique, and they've fallen into their uniqueness for so long because they're obviously discounted, thrown away, discarded, and also the way they're treated by the other clones. They've had to they know how different they are, even though they are clones, but they're treated differently. And it's interesting to see like Rex and Fives and Domino and all the. Is that one of the clones' name, or is there just called the Domino? I don't remember, but a lot of the clones had their own names and their own hairstyles and tattoos. And I feel like they were becoming really individualized themselves. So that's why it was interesting to see, even though they were the regs, they were still trying to fight against what was going on. Like they noticed there was these weird things until obviously Order 66 happened, and then they couldn't fight against it, but they were trying their hardest. And it was the ones that were starting to think outside of the box, who found their individuality. And to see the regs who have the same cut, the same, maybe even my cut, they have the same hair, and they're all by the book, we follow the orders. It's just so interesting. It's very interesting because usually if you meet somebody and they have, they have tattoos, or they have a different color hair, or a different hairstyle, or a shaved head, and she's a woman, or whatever, there's something that's different. You can tell, like, these people, they probably think a little outside of the box because you're doing something that's a little bit more outside. So it's interesting. Not to say that if you regular schmegular person, if you're a reg, that you're not an outside of the box thinker. We all are in our own ways, but there obviously are people who are very much, they want to be in the box and they want to be within the group, and they don't want to stick out and stand out. And so to see that within the clones is so interesting. But because there's the Bad Batch is so enhanced, they just bypassed that. So the suggestion there, they're like, we can decide that this is wrong, whereas the other ones were programmed to follow orders. And then the fact that everyone is programmed in some way or another, whether it's good or bad, it's just what everyone has programming. If you grew up during the 70s, you're gonna have a specific type of programming. The 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and so on and so forth. If you grew up in a type of a religion or culture or in a different country, we're all programmed in some way. And so to get out of the programming, I'm not sure if that's possible 100%, but maybe like a little bit, when you find your own path. And I feel like that's definitely what I see with the Bad Batch. And it's funny that they're called the Bad Batch, because they're not bad at all. They're awesome and they're great. But terrifying for that little Padawan Caleb to see that happen, and just run. And at that point, not knowing who he can trust. And he was right to run at that point because of Crosshair. He could not have, even though Hunter meant well, it doesn't matter. At that point, you just run and you figure it out. And to see the rebels, Saw Gerrera and his people, and they're called Insurgents, which is, God, Cat Williams has such a good joke on that. I forget if maybe it's from Pimpin'. In that, I feel like it's from that one. It's when he's wearing the green suit. Is it that one? But he has a joke on Insurgents, and you should look that up. It's hilarious and very real. Very real. Just like so many of us don't know what an insurgent means, and we'll just hear people on the news being like, 20 insurgents were killed today. And it's like, well, I don't know what an insurgent is. So yeah, who cares? So it's like very interesting of the wording that people use to dehumanize people, because you're like, I've never heard of an insurgent. When then you find out, oh, women, children, and men can be insurgents and just regular civilians. Oh, okay. Because yeah, that's usually what that means. It's just, yeah, it's interesting to see this kind of come about, and it makes me very excited for the season. Started off awesome. Again, the Clone Wars, the story of the clones has been great. The story of Anakin and Ahsoka and Padme and Obi-Wan Kenobi, Qui-Gon, Yoda, everybody, just to see where they go and what happens. But I'm appreciating that we get to see through the clones' perspective, and especially the ones that are not following the inhibitor chip and wanting to do the right thing. And it's just 5 of them. Well, 6, including Echo. I guess 5 now because Crosshair is not a part of the crew at this point. But to see them go against everybody, the whole Republic, the whole Empire, is stunning and terrifying to see that. So it's great. I cannot wait to see more. And I'm not sure if I'm going to always go super deep. I mean, I understand that some of this stuff could make people uncomfortable, but it's the reality. And I think we should be aware of reality and our history, because again, that's the whole point of repeating history, is when we do not know what happens, then we are bound to then repeat history. So if we're aware, that's the best thing we can be. That's the best thing. You don't have to do anything like physically right now, but just being aware and knowing. And yeah, there's been so many interesting things that we've done as humans in history. Some very amazing, wonderful things, and some very horrific, atrocious things as well. And I just feel like Star Wars does such a good job of bringing all of these tough topics up in a very entertaining way, in a very deep way, and it's palatable. So it's great. But I'm going to leave it there. I will see you guys in the next episodes. I am back with some more Star Wars. So thanks so much for watching with me, and I will see you soon. Bye, everybody.